I am a retired professor of mathematics at Oxford, and I'm also a retired fellow in mathematics and philosophy of science from Green Templeton College. And I've been interested in faith and reason for as long as I can remember. It's just the simple fact that faith has more than one meaning, and that leads to confusion, but the meanings are quite simple. The first meaning is religion, like the Christian faith, the Muslim faith, the Jewish faith, where it means the things to be believed. The second use of the word faith is subjective, my faith, your faith, and that is your trust in something. Your faith in England to win the World Cup or something like this, your trust for your wife or a friend, your faith in the stock market, all those kind of things, so that you've got two very clear meanings and they often get confused, and we need to ask, which one are we talking about? First of all, shorthand for religion. Secondly, for the exercise of trust, commitment, faith, belief, they're all essentially equivalent, that we exercise every day. You and I are sitting at this table. We have faith. We trust that the chairs are not going to collapse and let us drop on the ground. So faith is a very common thing. And actually, that use of it derives from the Latin word fides, from which we get fidelity and so on. So the idea of trust is absolutely fundamental to it. And it doesn't take more than a moment's reflection to realize that faith or commitment that isn't evidence-based can be very dangerous. That's what we call blind faith. But the confusion comes when you get people like the so-called new atheists who are old now, telling us that faith is only a religious word and it means believing where there's no evidence. I want to say faith is a normal word, and you need to be very wary of it if it's not based on evidence. If you go to your bank manager to get a mortgage and say to him, just believe me, he won't. You have to show him evidence that you've got collateral to support the mortgage. So we're well used to the concept of evidence-based trust. The problem is, in the world of science, I find many of my colleagues just cannot see this, because use of the word faith, they're totally allergic to it because they think it's purely a religious concept. But it isn't, it's an ordinary concept. And as we go on, we'll see that it is essential to science.